Ladies and gentlemen, there will be mature content in today's episode of So Anyway, It's Haunted. Thank you very much. Please enjoy. Yeah.
Doing your eyes
Hey guys, welcome to So Anyway It's Haunted. We're gonna talk about some spookies today. Y'all come on down, sit on by the fire.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo. Okay, great.
I'm glad I had you guys to back me up on that one.
Yeah.
Very spooky.
Yeah.
You sounded just like her.
Yeah.
Welcome back to So Anyway It's Haunted. My name is Ashley, and joining me are the Three Stooges. Just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding. You burnt.
It's so fun.
Got them.
I'm so glad you told us
What?
to
Tell me your names.
Hey guys, this is Chris Castaneda.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Did you seriously just say your last name? You trying to get us killed? I have been trying so hard. I've been trying to hide our identities from day one. We're only on episode 6, and
That's
you're
true.
already
It's not
trying
like
to...
50% of our fan base just knows who we are already.
Most people just know us.
nice, safe bet for now. When we hit the thousands, and they're like...
Yep.
I actually have
Did
a
I
creepy
get
story about that actually that I'll get into in
See,
a minute.
here we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do
It's
you
really
know
creepy.
who Mongoloid Mac is?
Anyway, so that's Cody McAnally.
Yep.
Sorry. Oops. I've said your name so many times it doesn't even matter anymore. All right,
I'm so glad.
Who's this other bearded specter that I see? Looks like Steven from My Favorite Murder.
They call him Easy.
Do you want people to know your name?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm Chris McAnally.
Oh my gosh.
They're not related, so
No.
because his name
It's
isn't
just a coincidence.
It's not McAnally.
Yeah, you thought you looked
It's
us up
McAnally.
based upon Miss Castaneda's assumptions here, but guess what? We're not real people.
Yep.
Whoever it is you found on Facebook, they're not us.
They're not
Because
real.
these are cover names. We're using cover names, people. Come on, you really
Man, why are
think
you
that's
so
my
obsessed
name?
with people not knowing your name?
Don't know my name.
Don't
Are you telling them to don't know your name?
don't know it.
Don't know it.
Forget it right now.
Don't know it. Stop knowing it. Yeah, so we're here to talk about the paranormal, like haunted places and urban legends and folklore, and maybe today we'll even hear a creepypasta. And I'm here to read your very own personal listener stories right back to you because that's how you want it.
Yep.
You want everybody to
Right
know how,
back at you, baby.
how cool you are, how many ghosts you saw. All right, we get it. You're cool. We get it. You vape. So,
Yep. You vape with ghosts.
we have a couple shout outs to make at the top of the episode. I want to shout out Shelby
Ooh.
for I don't want to, sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Cut that.
I'm the one cutting it.
Cut.
For
Cut that.
these random people keep messaging this forward message on Facebook saying, hey, I got a message from you, your Facebook has been hacked, and then at the bottom it says copy this and forward it to all of your friends. And it's like, am I really hacked? I don't understand.
Do what it says.
You've been hacked.
Anyway, so yeah, no, we're finally on Spotify. You can find all of our episodes on Spotify. Will you stop rolling your eyes in the back of your head? I'm about to knock them that way and they're going to stay that way forever.
Oh, sick.
Burn, right?
Yeah.
Got him.
You got him.
Got him. Anyway, shout out to Shelby for downloading, maybe being one of the first people to download our or listen to our podcast on Spotify.
Yeah.
Sick. Love ya. Hope you're feeling better.
Awesome.
Miss you. Another shout out to Heather, who subscribed. And also a very unashamed shout out to my mom and my sister, who always share all of our posts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have there been any other subscribers within this week?
It's hard. Actually, I don't know who subscribes. I don't have a way to see who subscribes.
No.
But I can.
Otherwise, we would travel to their houses and thank them.
Yeah,
personally.
thank them personally with the handshake.
Yes.
So if you have subscribed, thank you.
Yeah, no, dude, if you subscribe and you want a shout out, friggin' tell us.
Go on, speak
so-
up. Now's your time.
Yeah, the reason they're acting weird is because.
Especially if you are someone's mother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think my mom is subscribed, actually. I don't think she knows how to do
Yeah,
that.
let's go ahead and narrow it down. Is it your... did your mom subscribe?
I don't know that she knows.
I'm guessing not.
Wow, don't yell at my
Spoilers.
husband like that. I will break your kneecap.
You know what's really spooky?
What?
Max. The lot of us.
Cool.
There's more than one.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you weren't related.
Don't look us
Yeah,
up.
a lot of holes in that storyline.
We don't-
Are we gonna go over the weird thing that you guys keep talking about? How you
Yes.
made your brother subscribe?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying your mom subscribed?
I
Shout out
ch-
to Vicky.
I chose to subscribe.
Of your own free will.
Yeah. If I wanted to, I could have unsubscribed immediately.
You can still unsubscribe.
I can.
That would be a jerk move.
But
Yeah.
don't do that.
Please
No,
don't. Please.
no, don't.
I'll stay subscribed, but I like to listen it live more,
Yeah.
not just when
Anyway.
I'm sleeping on the floor.
Is your sister also subscribed? Can we shout out
Stop.
to her?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Can I?
Don't.
Alright.
Maybe.
What is with you and privacy?
I'm not informed!
Alright, anyway. So shout out, I mean, if you have subscribed or followed us or shared any of our stuff, I think, shout out to Kyle. Kyle has shared our stuff. Shout
Kyle
out to
shares our
Casey.
stuff all the time.
I know. Shout out, Kyle. I miss you, bud. Yeah, man. Shout out. Thank you so much for sharing us. We are now on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, so check us out. Dude. Anyway, so we're going to jump right in. We have a corrections corner. Does anyone want to know who the corrections corner is for?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me.
We didn't even talk about this beforehand.
It's
How
for
weird.
all of us.
Surprise.
All right, so I got a message from a family friend of mine, actually. Why are you laughing? Is it nervous
I'm
laughter?
sorry.
Are you embarrassed?
In my head, I'm
You're
already
about to get raked over the coals.
I'm already imagining a different message entirely.
No, she's nice. She's nice.
Monster Mac is an idiot.
No, she's
Here's
nice.
top 10 reasons why. Check out my YouTube. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
All right. So, she says, I'm just now getting to iTunes and your posts. I started at the beginning. Anywho, I just wanted to give you a little background info. Poltergeist came out in 1982. The bones in our neighbor's yard. Can we just say that they were neighbors with the people
Wow.
when it happened? The bones
That's
in our
pretty cool.
neighbor's yard, the Haneys, or Hannies? That's a weird name. Heinies. Were discovered in 1983. Gene and Shag Williams, the authors of the Black Hope Horror, that lived in 803 Poppets Way, they started their experiences following all of that, all after the movie. Just a little tidbit.
So you're wrong.
She said, love those people and spent tons of time with them all after the movie. And then she says, FYI, spooky is way out of my realm of interest, but I have appreciated the Driscoll and Austin and the Austin piece. Yeah.
Monster Max sucks, but I like that Chris guy. That Chris guy,
And
he's
so-
really interesting.
Why? Okay. I'm just gonna
Why are
move
they a
on.
smoker?
I'm just
Everyone
gonna
in my
move on.
head, every one of our listeners is like,
This is a really good podcast. I'm really appreciating all the work, except for that Monster Max guy. He's just a real doofus.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that.
thank you.
It's almost like you've heard it
Thank you.
before.
Fake. Okay, anyway. So I asked her if she has any experiences with the house, and she says they were naysayers. In all those years, we never experienced anything in our house or while spending the days and nights in those houses. She says she's probably not the girl for that. Yeah, so there you go. We were wrong.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Honestly, everyone in Crosby,
We share the blame.
and we went along with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew the truth all along, but I just wanted to be nice.
Yeah, it's
Sad.
Bury the truth.
It's embarrassing.
bury the
Bury the truth. I mean, honestly, so everyone in Crosby basically thinks that Poltergeist was based off of Newport.
That is true.
Can we all agree on that? Yeah. And also, can we agree that just white people are so disrespectful with Indian burial grounds or slave burial grounds that this could literally happen in probably any town in America, probably?
That's true. Also, unrelated, where we live, because there is a place named Humble, everyone says Humble instead of Humble.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, I mean, our pastor used to say humble, and it was really annoying. I hate when people say humble. It's humble, dude.
But like the word humble, like humble Brutus,
Yeah.
it's not humble. Like
Yeah.
I've heard people say humble all the time, just
Yeah.
because like there's a place near us that is pronounced humble.
You mean like humble yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like it's a really weird quirk that only affects people in this area.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I always called the place humble, and then people would correct me. So
Yeah.
I can think of at least one guy that calls Atascocita Atascotia, though.
Is it you?
No,
Who is it?
they're bald, fit.
Really? He calls it
Yes.
Atascotia?
Are you putting him on blast?
I'm gonna name drop.
No, we're not going to name drop. You're listening to this while you jog.
Yeah, it's Kenny
Keep going.
Chilton.
Keep
Maybe
going.
it's Kenny Chilton.
It's
Way
Kenny
to go.
Chilton.
Way to go, Kenny Chilton.
By the way, Kenny sent in some paranormal stories for us. I'm gonna read at the end. But I personally apologized for the hundreds of shout outs that he has gotten over our 5 episodes.
If you're sick and tired of hearing about Kenny, you should message us more often.
like, comment, subscribe.
There
yeah,
you go.
he said it's fine, but I said sorry
It's
if
fine.
it annoys you, because like we just don't stop talking about him.
Just
His
like
wife
him
so
Whitney
much.
is just as
I'll say a
cool.
different name right here, and then you can edit it in. Instead of Kenny Chilton, I'll say Kyle Chilton.
Kyle Chilton.
So you can edit
Why
it
do
in
your
if
eyes
I
have to be
wanna
like
say.
this? You're in a podcast. No one
Kyle
can see it.
Chilton.
Anyway,
So many shout outs to.
Kyle Chilton.
can I just also say,
What about his last name?
I just want to also give my mom credit because she immediately after the first episode came out, when you compared, or you said that Poltergeist was based off of Newport, she told me that it wasn't. So my mom also knew. I just
Thank
want,
you,
give her due
Mother.
credit. Anyway, so our episode today is about mirrors.
Mirrors.
It's a themed episode.
Themed episode. So that means that all of us, not really me, because I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Really? Are we really doing this right now?
We're focusing.
All right, children. Yeah, so it means everyone's segment is going to deal with mirrors, like haunted mirrors or like the legend of portals, probably, and something. So this episode theme is thanks to Monica. You can find her on Instagram at GHTBNS. Those are just letters. She is, I don't really know how to say her handle, but or what it stands for, but she is literally like the most amazing artist besides my husband. Like she has such beautiful art. This is her art.
Ooh.
It's so
I really
it's
like it.
so beautiful. Look at it. It's beautiful. She's a gorgeous artist.
Give me a copy.
It's beautiful. Look at it.
Follow.
It's so beautiful.
Follow.
Anyway, follow her on Instagram. She's super cool. And yeah, so she was like, hey, you should do an episode on mirrors. And I was like, I know, right? I was literally just saying that. And so, yeah, man, we're going to jump right in. So let's do this.
All right. Let's do it. Okay, so this place isn't. It's a place, but there is a prominent mirror there. I didn't do a haunted mirror.
This place. There's a place.
It's a place. It exists, and it is called the Myrtles Plantation.
The
Ooh,
Myrtles Plantation?
Where
Myrtles.
is it?
It is
Louisiana.
Why'd you say Louisiana? You say Louisiana?
Yeah.
How do you say Louisiana? Because that's how you say it. Okay. You say Louisiana? Where are you from? Whereabouts you from?
It's from...
He cried now. He cried. There, much sad.
Yeah. Okay. So also, I'm gonna airplay some photos at the end because there's some creepy photos.
Spooky.
All right. So the Myrtles Plantation is a historic home and former antebellum plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana. And it is touted as one of America's most haunted homes.
Ooh.
It has 22 rooms spread over 2 floors and is built in the Creole cottage style that characterized many Louisiana plantation houses in the 19th century.
Did you just get that you guessed it correctly?
Let's see. It was built in 1796 by General David Bradford and was originally named Laurel Grove. Bradford lived there alone for several years until President John Adams pardoned him for his role in the Pennsylvania Whiskey Rebellion in 1799.
Wow.
I thought that sounded awesome, so I looked up a little bit of it. The Whiskey Rebellion was a tax protest for the whiskey tax, which was the first ever tax imposed on domestic goods. It was during George Washington's term.
Wow.
It was intended to raise revenue to alleviate war debts from the Revolutionary War.
Wait, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say that Alexander Hamilton was very involved in the whiskey tax.
Oh.
And this is not at all related to the musical. It's just that Alexander Hamilton was, really close to George Washington.
Can you sing it to me for me?
Sing it to me.
Hamilton. I am Alexander Hamilton.
It was imposed on all distilled spirits, but whiskey was by far America's most popular distilled beverage in the 18th century.
This is true.
Okay, yeah.
Did you know that George Washington himself actually was a big producer of whiskey? He had his own brewery, and he would use it to bribe other people to continue to vote for him and be a part of his legislation.
Wow.
Nice.
I did not know that.
Oh, George Washington.
Wait, is that part of your history degree?
Get ready for the
Do
correction
you have a
corner
history
tomorrow.
Corrections corner next week. Mongoloid Mac is a liar yet again. Go ahead.
Lord.
All right, so after he was pardoned, he was able to move his wife Elizabeth and their 5 children to the plantation from Pennsylvania. David Bradford died in 1808, and his wife Elizabeth ran the plantation until 1817, when management of the plantation was handed down to Clark Woodruff, one of Bradford's former law students who married into the family via one of their children, Sarah Matilda. Together, Sarah and Clark had 3 children: Cornelia, Gail, James. Gail, James, and Mary Octavia. Before Sarah and two of their children died of yellow fever in 1823 and 1824. And when Elizabeth died in 1831, Clark Woodruff and his surviving daughter Mary Octavia moved to Covington, Louisiana, and left a caretaker to manage the plantation. In 1834, Woodruff sold the plantation, the land, and its slaves to Ruffin Gray Sterling. Sterling and his wife, Mary Catherine Cobb, undertook an extensive remodeling of the house, nearly doubling the size of the former building and filling the house with fancy imported furniture from Europe. It was during this time that the name was changed to the Myrtles, after the crepe myrtles that grew in the vicinity. Then Sterling died in 1854 and left the plantation to his wife. It survived the Civil War, but was robbed of all of its fancy furniture and accessories.
Oh, no.
Fitting.
In 1865, Mary Cobb Sterling hired William Drew Winter to help manage the plantation as her lawyer and agent. Winter was married to Sterling's daughter, Sarah, and they went on to have 6 children, one of whom died from typhoid at the age of 3.
Oh, that's horrible.
The family fortune was lost in the aftermath of the war due to it being tied up in Confederate currency. And the Winters were forced to sell the plantation in 1868, but they bought it back 2 years later. In 1871, William Winter was killed on the porch of the house possibly by a man named E.S. Weber, but they don't know who shot him. Sarah remained at the Myrtles with her mother and siblings until 1878 when she died. Mary Cobb Sterling died in 1880 and the plantation passed to her son Stephen. It passed from various owners until in the 1950s it was sold to Marjorie Munson, which is when accounts of strange happenings started being recorded. In modern day, the plantation serves as a large B&B that includes a gift shop, restaurant, and guest breakfast spot.
No way.
The plantation has been visited by both Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunters and Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures, as well as Unsolved Mysteries. And according to host Robert Stack of Unsolved Mysteries, the production crew experienced odd technical difficulties during production of the segment.
Spooky.
Yeah, for whatever that means.
Rod, can you please stop touching the microphone? Weird. Ghosts.
So now let's get into the ghosts.
Spook me.
So the plantation is supposedly the home to at least 12 ghosts.
Dude.
And it's often reported that 10 murders occurred in the home.
Oh,
although historical records only indicate the murder of William Winter.
I was going to say, does this include the porch?
I guess so. After being shot, he staggered inside the house and died trying to climb the stairs. He died on the 17th step of the stairs. Until today, visitors...
Sorry, wait. Can I just say Mac was moving his mic? Because if I cut that, I don't want people to think I was laughing that he died on the stairs.
Oh.
He died on the stairs. That's hilarious.
I don't think that was funny.
I laughed at that. Keep that in.
Okay.
Wow.
He died on the 17th step of the stairs. Until today, visitors, as well as employees in the hotel, still hear his dying footsteps, as well as occasionally seeing an apparition that staggers or crawls up the stairs and stops on the 17th step.
See, that hearing things be one thing, but
Yeah.
seeing someone actually stagger up the stairs.
If you're a ghost, you can walk on the stairs all day. I'm cool with you. But you crawl on the stairs.
It's pretty...
We're not okay.
Something's wrong with you.
It's pretty intense. There's also another legend that just kind of seems to be...
I itched my nose. I wasn't
Go ahead.
picking it,
Yeah.
you jerk. There was an itch.
Our host is picking her nose. She's
Oh,
going to take this out
McAnally
of the
shoved his
episode.
entire index finger in
I
his
sure did.
nostril
I'm doing
earlier.
it right now.
Stop!
Oh.
Stop! Don't do that in my house, freak. Quality content, people. Quality content.
Family show. This is a family show.
Yeah, we all pick our own boogers, don't we?
All right.
You probably eat them. That's where rumors get started.
I really do.
Ew, okay.
Feed the worms in my gut.
Please continue.
Help me.
So there is also another legend that doesn't really seem to be substantiated and is kind of born out of xenophobia and probably just plain old racism.
Sad.
Supposedly in the William Winter room, there is a ghost of a little girl that died around 1868. According to legend, she was dying of scarlet fever, so a voodoo priestess was called in to heal her. And unfortunately, the little girl died, and her ghost continues to haunt the room and practice voodoo on people who sleep there.
Did they mention anywhere in this story whether or not the voodoo doctor was like their last resort? Or did they say, no!
They went straight to the voodoo doctor.
I don't want to see the local
Yep.
parishioner.
If the voodoo didn't work on her, then when is she practicing on other
I don't know. I don't know how the little girl knows voodoo to practice in the afterlife. A lot of stuff in this story doesn't add up.
I believe it. I
I
don't know.
only know the one trick if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm the doll.
Okay.
So another popular legend surrounding the plantation
Carry on.
is one of a ghost named Chloe. According to some legends, she was a slave owned by Clark and Sarah Woodruff and was forced into being Clark's mistress.
Ew.
When they were caught, Sarah cut off one of Chloe's ears, forcing her to wear a green turban to hide the mutilation. The story then goes that in an attempt to regain her standing with the family, she baked a cake with poisonous oleander leaf extract
Oh, wow.
with the intent to nurse them back to health.
Ew. Whoa, dude. That's gnarly.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah. However,
Interesting.
as the story goes, Sarah and two of her children ate the cake, and some believed that instead of dying of yellow fever, they died from oleander poisoning. Once their plan backfired and Chloe was caught, the story goes that she was killed and thrown into the Mississippi River.
Oh my lord.
But historical record doesn't really support this legend because Sarah and her children did die of yellow fever, and there's no record of them owning any slave named Chloe. However, some people still believe a woman wearing a green turban haunts the plantation.
Wait, I feel like I've heard that story before.
Yeah.
That story sounds really familiar.
I had a dream about a woman with a green turban.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember I told you about my really lucid dreams back in the day that I used to draw and write down? That was one of them.
A woman with a green turban?
As a matter of fact, I hate to say it like this because I don't want it to sound at all racist, but she was in fact an African American woman.
Huh.
I might have an image later to show you guys.
That's creepy.
Oh, man.
It's her. The person exactly.
Also, I'll show you guys this image too. A group of students have also claimed to capture an image of a little girl looking out the front windows of the plantation.
A little girl.
Not much is known about where she came from or what her history is, but it makes for an interesting image. And then there is the old antique mirror on the plantation that is kind of like the sort of centerpiece of the whole ghost tour on that place. It's said to hold the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and the 2 children of hers that died, Gail and James Woodruff. According to custom back then, mirrors were covered in the event of someone's death.
Yeah.
But legend says that after the death of the Woodruffs, this particular mirror was overlooked. People have reported strange marks, including handprints appearing on the surface of the mirror that no amount of cleaning can remove.
Wow.
And that's it for the text. So I'll have to grab something real quick.
Well, you can get McAnally to give it to you.
I ran into the exact same thing about the mirrors being covered when I was looking my stuff up.
So let's see. Okay, so this first image is the most popular image.
Ooh! Ooh!
Ooh, that's
That is
spooky.
supposedly of Chloe.
Can you zoom in on it?
Is Chloe the turban wearing
yes,
slave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult to make that out, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look humanoid. It looks like a human figure. But, I don't know. I mean, our brains
yeah.
create
No, that's her.
the familiarity of...
That's the one for my dreams.
You're all wrong.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so that's kind of like whenever you Google ghost image Myrtle Plantation, that's kind of the first one that comes up.
That's spooky, though, man.
That's kind of like one of the most popular. And here's, let's go to the mirror pictures. This is just,
So this is Chloe, not Myrtle.
this is the mirror. This is just a figure that's been caught in the mirror. An image that's been caught in the mirror. And let's see, there are some pictures of, the marks.
Ooh, no. How about no?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So she wasn't just touching that? I
don't-
guess.
I'm assuming not.
Before the tour
Yeah.
started.
I
She
mean,
does it while she's walking them through. Someone left fingerprints.
Those fingerprints, don't test them. They're not mine.
okay.
There's also another one.
Wait, what were the ones that you're passing? What are we
I'll
missing?
show those to you.
Okay.
But that's a closer up.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit long to be human fingers.
Guess
yeah,
again.
they're chimpanzee fingers. Actually.
No.
I mean, that
Don't
makes
say
it
that.
that makes it even creepier though, that they're not human hands.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird.
Would you be afraid of a
Yeah.
ghost chimp?
Supposedly, those are the ghosts of Sarah Woodruff and her children.
Wow.
So this is the image of the girl in the window. You can't really tell from this image, but this next one, they sort of
Ew.
yeah.
Oh no!
It's pretty creepy.
I don't know.
That wasn't the part that was circled in the last picture. I was looking at the weird, like...
The black thing, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's
the
like
plant.
it's like super contrasted.
yeah.
Oh, that is just...
Wow. I mean, that's definitely a girl. Like
Yeah.
100%. You can
It's
see
really-
the lace on her dress.
It's really weird.
Her hair's pulled back. She has a little chubby face. Wow.
Yeah. So those are the
That's
images,
so
guys.
spooky, man. Okay.
That's
we
from
will
the
we will
plantation.
post those on our Facebook and on our Instagram page. You can check those out. Those are super spook. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Thank you for that. That was awesome, man.
No problem.
You did great.
Thanks, guys.
I'm proud of you. I love you,
Thanks.
my baby.
Also, good job from me.
Stay out of it. All right. So who's next? Do you want to go next, or do you want to go next?
Okay.
All right, sweet.
And then before we get to the personal stories, we'll have our creepypasta, man.
Our creepypasta corner.
It will take exactly 5 seconds.
I will tell my personal creepy story before I read Kenny's personal creepy story.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's creepy.
Okay.
All right, Mongoloid, let's do this.
Hi, I'm Mongoloid Mac. Welcome to my segment of So Anyway It's Haunted. We're going to talk about urban legends, and today's theme is mirrors. So let me give you 2 lovely. I think it's 2. Hold on.
He's just googling haunted mirrors and looking at the
2 specific
Wikipedia
urban
page.
legends and 1 factoid that was used in history.
Oh.
I love history. So.
You're a man, of course you love history. Dudes love history, I don't get it.
That's sexist.
Dudes love history.
I hate history.
Maybe if you got in your mic, I would hear you.
I hate history.
There it is. Oh, I get it. Now I have changed my opinions.
Okay, so the first story that I have for you, or rather the first legend, is that of Blue Baby, or in some cases they just call it Baby Blue Baby, which I don't know why they say
Baby Blue
twice.
Baby?
I don't know why. It's just a thing.
The blue boo baby boo.
Oh.
The blue bee booby.
Why? Why are we going back to this?
This show is rated PG, I apologize.
Okay, so Blue Baby Blue, or Baby Blue Baby, depending on how you want to look at it.
Whatever.
Is an urban. It's an urban legend. Also, by the way, our info comes from scaryforkids.com. Look, man, I like to cite my sources. Also, Wikipedia. Wikipedia is my second source. Surprise.
I believe Wikipedia more than I do Scary for Kids.
Well, look, it can't be helped. Anyways, if you like urban legends, go to scaryforkids.com.
By the way, my sources were Wikipedia and the myrtleplantation.com website.
I mean, you don't have
Cool.
to. It's just a thing I do, but...
He just wants to be better than everybody.
Okay. So anyways, Baby Blue is an urban legend about a strange game that kids would play in bathrooms. If you perform the ritual, they say evil ghosts... they say an evil ghostly infant will appear in your arms.
Oh.
This urban legend is related to the myth of Bloody Mary.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. But Bloody Mary wanted to be married. She didn't want to have babies. Well, I guess,
Wow.
back then that was the point.
Well, speculation, we'll see. So,
Wait, are we
to
gonna play
Baby Blue Baby, you had to go into the bathroom on your own, turn off the lights, and lock the door. Then you stare in the mirror, hold out your arms like you're rocking a baby, and repeat the words, Baby Blue, Blue Baby, 13 times without making a mistake.
Oh.
Which, it's really not that hard. You know?
Wait, did you say 13 times?
Wait,
13,
you're
exactly.
saying it's not that hard?
Baby Blue, Blue Baby, Baby Blue, Blue Baby.
Yeah,
baby
you did
blue,
it last
blue
night
baby.
and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, I was rocking
Shut
the baby.
up!
I mean,
What are you talking about last night?
No, that was a joke.
If you do
Oh, I was
this,
like, where were you last night?
so if you repeat the words "Baby Blue, Blue Baby" 13 times without making a mistake in the locked, dark bathroom, you will suddenly feel the weight of an invisible baby in your arms. This baby will get heavier and heavier as it grows larger and larger.
Oh,
You will feel it scratching your arms.
no. Ew.
Before it
gnarly.
gets too heavy, you have to quickly take the invisible baby, flush it down the toilet.
You're joking. This is.
I'm not making this up.
Wait, what is too heavy? I lift, so.
Oh, yeah.
That's for you to decide.
Before it grows into a full man.
Please like, comment,
Wait,
and
can you
subscribe.
see this baby?
It says invisible, so I'm assuming
Okay.
not. I don't know why it's blue then.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, this is
You flush it down the
horrible.
toilet and run out of the bathroom. If you don't do it fast enough, a hideous woman appears in the mirror. She will yell, "Give back my baby," and scream loud enough to break the glass.
Wow.
Stop laughing!
Wow, this is terrifying.
This
I wanted to make
is
it
a
your mom
serious, This is a serious happening, okay?
What if you do it in a bathroom without a window or without a mirror?
We're going to take a quick pause break here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna
No,
play Baby
don't
Blue,
you dare.
Blue Baby in the mirror.
Oh, jeez.
I don't like it.
I'm just asking questions.
Why are you laughing so much? This is scary.
It's-
Oh also like so disturbing.
I said scary woman appears in mirror. You just...
Yeah, I just like the idea that a lot of urban legends are about being frightened by a scary looking woman.
That's true.
It's never a man.
She's so ugly.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, what makes her scary? They don't say. It doesn't say. It doesn't
Well, it
say
said
she's
hideous
ugly.
looking. You said
Yeah.
Well,
hideous.
wait.
Yeah, hideous woman.
Okay, I did say hideous. Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, that could mean a lot of things.
Beauty standards, man.
Okay.
It's 2018.
All right, white men. Let's keep going. All right, keep going.
Anyways, some people believe the woman is Bloody Mary, and that she murdered her own child when she shattered a mirror and used a piece of broken glass to stab him to death.
Oh.
It's pretty gnarly.
Okay, we probably should have warned our listeners before that. That was pretty gnarly. Oh well.
Scary
It's a-
for
it's-
I had
Scary4kids.com.
one of the parents of the kid that I used to teach guitar to said that she wanted to start listening to this episode or to this podcast. And I was like, yeah, it's PG. But then we just talked about a baby being stabbed to death.
pretty PG.
I mean,
PG
it's urban
means a lot
legends.
nowadays.
I know. It's
It's
just
like an
that's,
80s PG.
That's like
You have the personal apology from Monster Mac. I'm sorry. We should have warned you at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, well,
As a matter
too
of
late.
fact, cut this and put it at the beginning of the episode.
no.
This
It's not gonna make any
episode
sense.
is going to involve stabbing of a baby.
Wait. Do it
Please.
again. Do it again.
This episode is going to involve the stabbing of a baby. Please be advised.
Oh.
Can you say
Today's
Well,
episode
the
is
thing is, you didn't
PG-13.
even
Can
you
you
didn't
say
warn
all
them.
parental guidance for all
You didn't-
13-year-olds
you-
and younger.
You didn't warn them. You just told them what they were.
Tell
you just
them-
told them the
all right,
thing.
all right.
Tell them that it's
No,
going to
it's
involve
fine,
the
it's fine.
telling of a story of a baby being stabbed
Don't
instead of
say-
just saying it's going to involve the stabbing of a
Don't say
baby.
the baby's getting stabbed. Just say there's gonna be mature content.
Okay. You're right.
Infant violence.
Okay, so back to our urban legend, which I hope
my
you cut to.
lord.
You're not gonna fix this. This is all gonna be.
No, literally, I'm gonna take that part and I'm gonna put it in the beginning, folks. I hope you know. It's come full circle. You know why now?
Right. According to the urban legend, a group of girls found out about the blue baby story and decided to try it out. What's the story? I wish I knew the story. I tried looking up the story itself. No.
There is no story.
There's no story as far
You
as I
mean
can
the
tell.
instructions? They found out about the instructions?
But see, that's what doesn't make sense. They're like, we found out about the story of Blue Baby, and that you have
Yeah.
to say its name 13 times, and...
Blue baby.
Interesting though.
No, Blue Baby, Baby
Stop.
Blue.
Oh.
Baby Blue,
It's
Blue, Blue
it's
Baby.
interesting. Blah 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 blah.
Baby blue,
Why do you keep doing that horrible face?
blue
I'm gonna take a
baby.
picture of that.
Baby blue baby.
Oh my lord. No wait, it's interesting that the original urban legend for Bloody Mary, you had to say it 13 times.
Yeah.
And now we think it's 3, which is why
Yeah,
it never
like
works.
Beetlejuice.
I'm thinking. Okay, you said it once.
You got it.
Oh, by the way, we saw Beetlejuice at midnight last night at River Oaks Theater. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We should talk about that.
That should have been on our.
Thank you, Michael Keaton.
Gnarly. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting that in this urban legend they also have to say it 13 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
13 seems to be an unlucky number. Anyways, according to the urban legend, a group of girls found out about the Blue Baby story and decided to try it out. They didn't believe it would work, so they sent their friend Laura into the bathroom on her own. She turned the lights off and closed the door behind her.
It's just a game.
Laura put out her arms and started chanting the phrase, "Blue baby, baby blue." And all of a sudden, a baby appeared in her arms and was beginning to scratch her. Laura was scared out of her wits and had no idea what to do. She
Gotta flush
wanted to drop it and run, but she was afraid of what might happen, so she just stood there, holding the invisible baby as it grew heavier and heavier.
I'm scared.
Suddenly, she caught sight of something horrible in the bathroom mirror and screamed in terror. When Laura's friends heard her screaming, they tried opening the bathroom door, but it was locked. Finally, they managed to run to a friend's house to get help. When they broke open the door, they found Laura lying dead on the bathroom floor. Her eyes had been scratched out. They couldn't move her body because something large and invisible was pinning her to the ground.
Oh my lord.
It was the blue baby.
Oh my lord.
Isn't the eye scratching out thing Bloody Mary?
Yeah, that is a Bloody Mary
So-
thing.
Wow.
Maybe that's why they thought there was a connection.
Like mother, like baby.
Like Blue Baby.
Like blue baby.
Like blue baby. The baby, it pins her to the ground.
I'm so sick
No
of
more,
seeing
no,
Yeah.
no more dumb robot voice after
Little do you
episode.
guys
Can you
know,
just-
Mac
you can-
doesn't actually exist. It's just Microsoft Sans sitting on that chair.
Thank you for choosing Microsoft Seam.
It's really not that
I wish
good.
everyone
I'm
could
sorry.
see the horrible face. The hideous face that you made. The voice is fine. The face, I can't look at it any longer.
Okay, so my second urban legend, which is another quickie real quick. A quickie real quick.
Okay.
I swear. It happens like that. Anyways,
Alright, man, we trust
it is a Japanese
Of course it
mirror
is.
base.
Okay.
We get it. You've been to Japan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to Japan.
Alright.
Mostly
Great.
the north.
We support you.
Is this the butthole monster?
Christopher, can we also have a warning for language? You.
Today's episode will include the involving of the word butthole. Please be
Again,
advised.
the warning shouldn't have the thing. That's why there's a warning. It doesn't make any sense.
Mature content ahead. Christopher Castaneda will say butthole.
Okay.
Okay, we're sorry.
Okay.
We're very sorry.
No, you're
I'm
not.
so sorry, Mom. This is called Purple Mirror.
Okay.
Yeah. Years ago, there was a Japanese girl who was very vain and spent all her time. Why? Spent all of her time looking at her reflection in a mirror. It had been given to her as a present by her mother, and the girl cherished it more than anything. It was her most prized possession. The girl was desperate to be beautiful and developed anorexia, starving herself to a point where she was painfully thin. As time went on, her health became worse and worse, but no matter how pale and gaunt she looked, she gazed into her mirror. She saw herself as beautiful. One day, she wanted to decorate her mirror, so she painted it purple.
Sure.
Shrugged. She looked into the glass, and she was disgusted. She no longer saw herself as beautiful. She saw what she really looked like, a pale, thin, haggard mess with bones protruding through her leathery skin.
Oh.
Horrified, she smashed the mirror into pieces, but afterwards she regretted what she had done. On her 20th birthday, the girl was in the middle of making preparations for her coming-of-age party, when she was hit by a car and killed.
Sorry.
That's not funny.
It looks like you're reading this for the first time.
No, I knew this was going to happen, but it just...
Okay. Wait.
First off-
how'd she get hit by a
First
car?
off, I just want to clarify, coming of age party,
Yeah.
that has to be a family thing, because that's not like a traditional thing. I mean,
Is that like a Japanese quinceañera?
nope.
Okay.
Nope, I guess it's
This
just
was written by a white person who thought they understood the Japanese culture, probably.
Yes, and when the Japanese girls turn 20, they have coming of age so that they can finally date me online.
Oh! Cody McAnally, I cannot believe you.
Today's episode will include Cody McAnally talking about dating online.
Please put all of these at the beginning of the So anyways, on her 20th birthday, the girl was in the middle of making preparations for her coming-of-age party when she was hit by a car and killed. As she died, her last words were, "Purple mirror, purple mirror, purple mirror."
Okay.
Mayor.
Mirror.
Purple mayor.
Purple mare.
Purple mirror. After the funeral, when her parents searched her room, they could not find the purple mirror. Rumors about the girl spread around Japan. Of course it did.
Okay.
After her funeral, some young people were found dead under mysterious circumstances. All of them died on their 20th birthday, and no cause of death was ever found. But in each case, shards of purple glass were... They didn't...
What?
The what I'm reading here says, shards of purple glass we found in bedroom.
Okay.
But I'm going to assume they meant were found in their
Yeah.
bedroom. Ever since that day, the words "purple mirror" have been cursed, and it's believed that anyone who still remembers the phrase by their 20th birthday will die. Note, it is very important that you forget you ever heard the word "purple mirror." Just try to get the whole concept of purple mirror out of your mind. Whatever you do, please get those words out of your brain. Your life depends on it.
Depends.
OMG, I'm sorry I ever told you about this.
Is that really what it says?
Scaryforkids.com.
Also, we are over 20, so I guess we're fine then, right?
Yeah.
You can't remember it by the time
No,
you're
you have
20.
to double
so
it up
if
now.
you're...
Now it's 40.
Okay, we're
So-
fine. We're also still fine on
You
that.
better forget it.
so-
You better forget it. You got plenty of time. Forget it.
So she painted.
like 14 years.
I thought when you explained
Wait,
it
that doesn't
originally, I thought she painted the frame of the mirror purple, but she actually painted the mirror purple.
Look, man.
How do you?
You know, you know, you know.
Okay. I don't know.
Well,
I don't really.
You know, Jinx.
So, the last little tidbit that I'm going to give you guys involving urban legends is the practice of cataptromancy, which is an old Greek and Roman thing where they would...
A Greek Roman thing.
Well, I say Greek-Roman because those two societies lived alongside each other.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Catropancy.
Talking to the mic.
Catromacy. Yeah, that.
All right, bud.
See, it sounded great the first time. Cut out the rest. Just cut the rest.
I'll cut the whole episode.
Yeah, just
plug
say it.
Yeah,
Plug
just
the
say
first
it
time I
once,
said it. And
real good right now.
Captromacy. There you go. You have examples.
Okay.
Just plug those in.
Captromancy?
You can do that, right?
Captromacy.
Captromancy?
Anyways,
Yep.
it was a practice back in the day with the Greeks and the Romans where they would predict your health out. It was WebMD of the Greek and Roman age. Let me explain. The art and practice of divining the past, the present, and the future by looking into the surface of a mirror, usually positioned to reflect the moonlight.
Ooh.
According to captromancers, the sought-after answers usually appeared in characters of blood on the face of the moon.
Oh.
Yeah. Or rather, its reflection of the moon in the mirror. Captromacy is the very ancient form of crystal gazing practiced extensively by the Greeks and the Romans, but even today it is used by women at midnight on a Halloween to see her future husband over their left shoulder.
Really, though?
Oh.
Again, just like we said with Bloody Mary, what if she's gay?
Yeah, what if she's gay?
Yeah. So.
In another technique, the use for word is medical. I don't know what that means. What does medical mean? A mirror or special lens was hung by a thread over a fountain or pool of water and then slowly lowered until it had been barely touched on the surface. Incense was burnt and prayers were recited. The presage of death or recovered was arrived according to the face of the appeared in the mirror. The
face that appeared in the mirror?
Yeah, according to the face that appeared in the mirror. It was the fresh and healthy image that would mean recovery was imminent, or a ghastly image, which meant you were going to die. In another method considered by many to be one of the more reliable forms of captromancy, a woman gazes at the reflection of the moon in a mirror to determine when she would get married by timing the minutes it takes before a bird or cloud crosses over the reflection.
Oh, my Lord.
The minutes represented the number of years the woman had to wait for matrimony.
Wow.
In ancient Rome, special diviners known as blindfolded boys.
Oh, no.
Blindfolded boys.
Please, mister, I can't see.
No, I don't like that.
They were known to gaze into the looking glasses when they were blindfolded.
Yeah.
They were known to gaze into the looking glasses in order to experience visions of the future or of the unknown, according to the 4th century Scriptores Historiae Augustae, the death of Julian the Apostate. This was accurately predicted by catromancers.
Okay.
So I can.
Wow. Okay.
In case you're curious, real quick, of who Julian the Apostate is,
I'm not.
He was predicted by captromancy. Don't you want to know? He was Julian. Julian was known as... Stop. I'm trying to be serious.
We're not saying anything.
He was born in 331 or 332.
Oh, now I'm not so sure.
The year of Constantinople. Correction corner.
Say it all wrong.
A member in the Constantine dynasty, Julian was orphaned as a child. He was raised by a Gothic slave.
Nice.
Not what we think of today, trust me.
Sick.
the slave had a profound influence on him, providing Julian with an excellent education. Julian became what? Julian became Caesar?
Julian.
Wait,
Did you even read the story before you're telling us?
Julius Caesar? Oh no!
Oh my lord.
They predicted his death. It all makes sense now. They looked in a mirror, they said, Brutus and all your friends.
Brutus the Humble.
And Brutus was like, nah, man, that's stupid.
It's not gonna happen.
All of your friends are gonna stab you? That's dumb.
Come on.
Come on.
Ow, that was the loudest noise.
Yep, right in my ear.
Blew my eardrums out, you dork.
Warning, today's episode will involve loud noises.
Okay. Oh, I just had deja vu. That's weird. Alright, are you done?
That's it. Julius Caesar
Finally.
was definitely his death was predicted by Catropomacy!
Blue baby.
Corrections corner, that's not how you pronounce it. Thank you.
You mean by mirrors? Because
By mirrors and the moon and
Mirrors.
women seeing their future husbands. Thank you very much.
yes. Don't say blue baby blue. Don't say it. How many times have we said it?
13. Too many.
There's a mirror right behind you. Did you just burp into the mic? I'm gonna kick you off. This is it. Everyone say goodbye to Mongoloid. That's it. He just burped into my mic. Alright, what do you got for us?
Okay.
Let's take it on down.
Since I was
Creepypasta
asked
corner.
to find a creepypasta about mirrors, I would like to point out that there are literally thousands of creepypastas just called mirrors. But I found two. One is like a decently sized story, and then one is just like a quick thing. But I'm gonna shorten both anyway because this should only take like 5 seconds.
Okay.
So, the first one is called Mirror People. Should I just read it, or should I just summarize it?
No, just read it, dude.
Yeah,
Read it,
just read
I
man.
mean,
Okay.
read it. Yeah, just
Alright.
yeah, just make sure. Yeah.
A shrill cry of panic broke the silence of the night. Cole raced out of bed and into his daughter's room. He flipped on the light and directed his attention to her. She was covered in a light sweat, and her eyes had drops of tears falling from them. "Daddy, they almost got me. They..." Her voice quivered as she spoke. "It's all right, Shannon. I'm here now. Who almost got you?" "The Mirror People." Cole turned to face the large dresser mirror in front of Shannon's bed. He noticed nothing out of the ordinary. He managed to respond to her in a cool and collected tone, despite his daughter's terrifying words. "There's nothing there now. It was probably just a nightmare. I'm sure it was nothing more." Shannon pulled her covers up to her chin, looking back and forth from her father to the mirror. She tried to let her father's words guide her into comfort. Shannon was at the age where her parents' words had more validity than her own vision. Cole reassured her with a kiss atop her head. He
Too flowery. Just give me the bare bones.
He got up to leave the room and shut off the light. Shannon would have forgotten the dream in the morning. Cole left his daughter's room. Okay, so this takes longer than I expected.
No,
so
keep going.
This is your segment, bro. Don't feel bad.
All right, fine. Oh.
Okay, great.
We just need a sound file of like a crackling fire over his storytelling.
Okay, I can do that.
No.
Cole.
A crackling fire, right?
Crackling. Cole left his daughter's room, now faced with the dark hall before him. In his dash to Shannon's room, he had forgotten to turn on the light. Now he would have to gather the courage to make his way to his own bed.
Wait, he didn't believe in the mirror people, but
he's scared of the dark.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, man.
Okay.
Everybody's got their thing.
Yeah. Childlike innocence filled Cole's mind. Faced with the unknown that the shadows could hold, Cole's feet became heavy. He found himself unable to lift his foot. Fear froze him in place. Mirror people. His voice faded slowly as he said these two words. Something about them sent a chill all throughout his body. The hallway now seemed longer, darker. Was that a whisper behind him? Cole looked over his shoulder. Nothing. Or was there? Were mirror people visible in the darkness? It's...
That's good. That's good. I like it. I like it like that.
He gathered enough courage to set his feet into motion. A cool breeze blew by Cole's side. Almost like someone was walking next to him. I'm losing my mind, Cole whispered to himself. Nobody would have been able to hear his words. He tried telling himself that he did that unintentionally. He wasn't afraid. In the next 10 minutes or so, 10 minutes? Cole finally
Oh, wait,
made it
he stood there for 10 minutes?
It took him a really long time to get to his
Wow.
room. Cole finally made it back into his own room. He turned on the light immediately upon entering. He might not be able to fall asleep, but he would make sure that everything in his room was visible while trying. The mirror in the bathroom across from his bed did nothing to ease his fear. Perhaps the bathroom light would have to remain on as well. Only because he was the man of the house, of course. He needed to make sure everything in his house was safe. He was not afraid. Yeah, he just wanted to be the protector. That was it. And then the noises started. The soft sound became louder and more obnoxious. He felt like this was what it sounded like to be a fish in an aquarium surrounded by children poking at the glass. The soft trink turned into a loud, resounding thud. Something was trying to get into his room. Cole wasn't sure if the noise was coming from the window or the mirror. He also wasn't sure if either of these answers would be better than the other. Probably the window. Wait, that was it. Shannon must have been hearing something at her window and not her mirror. That would explain everything. Cole sprang into action. He would go grab Shannon and they would spend the night together. He would go into her room. She would be there fast asleep and he would comfort her.
Would
Just
she,
like...
though?
What?
Would she, though?
No, it's only been 10 minutes.
No.
Just like a father... Just like a father was supposed to do. He laughed at himself for being so silly. They did live in a densely forested area.
Oh,
of course.
great.
It must have been a tree branch tapping at the window. And the thud, well, the thud was the tree branch too.
Thud.
This time, Cole remembered to turn on the hallway light. He needed to see where he was walking after all. Oh no. Oh, there. Shannon,
Stop
you're not
doing
going
the
to
finger
believe
thing, you
this.
weirdo.
The sound was just the tree branches. Ha! How silly you were.
Oh my lord.
He turned on her light. The sight before him made his blood turn to ice. Shannon was gone. Her bed sheets were left rustled about, but nothing else seemed out of the ordinary. Her room was left in place. No sign of a struggle. Cole decided that she must have gone to the bathroom. He would sit here and wait for her to get back. No sense... That's not how you spell sense. No sense in bothering her while she was trying to do her business. The stale air in the room... The stale air in the room set Cole's mind off. It was quiet. Too quiet. He looked to the mirror. It was only then he noticed something. Okay.
And your phone closed. I wonder what it was.
Oh no.
To be continued.
Cole thought about closing his eyes and pretending that what he saw wasn't really there. However, the need to know became stronger. After all, he had no reason to freeze in fear yet. He got up from the bed and moved in closer to inspect the mirror. Cole's breathing stilled. Oh, I didn't have that part saved. But what he sees...
Are you serious at the end?
No,
Cole's breathing stilled.
Lord.
what he sees is a hairline crack going from the top of the mirror to the bottom of the mirror, almost like a doorway.
Oh.
And that's it.
Oh.
That's the end of the story.
Wait, so his daughter is missing and there's a crack in the mirror?
Well, it's like, I guess the creepypasta is that someone opened the mirror from one side and kidnapped his daughter.
Wow.
Into the Mirrorverse. That's my new young adult novel.
In the real life,
She is
He's
a
going
mirror
to jail.
person.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mirror people now.
By the way, if you want a scary mirror movie, Oculus is a very good movie to watch. There's definitely like a haunted mirror element to it, and it ends like really disturbingly. So yeah, good movie to check out. What's your second creepypasta? What's your second scary lasagna?
This one is
Spooky macaroni.
This one is called Darkness in the Rearview Mirror.
Oh.
Okay.
That's my favorite country album.
Yeah. In the summer of 2013, I found myself driving home alone on Highway 902 from a party. It was almost midnight, and needless to say, it was pitch black. As was usual at night, I was on edge. I had the radio off and could hear nothing but the muffled roar of tires on pavement and the dull hum of the engine. I stole a glance into the middle rearview mirror and saw nothing but but darkness through the back window. I know that I looked backward and saw nothing. I'm sure of it. Just the seemingly endless blackness of the night. I remember it so clearly because not 10 seconds later, a car passed me to the left, headlights on. I had one of those sudden adrenaline rushes, like when you think you see a person outside your bedroom window when it's just a tree, or when you start awake at night with the start awake at night with the feeling of falling. I don't know what that means.
We've all been there.
10 seconds earlier, nothing had been behind me. Suddenly, a car. I drove the rest of the way home, shivering and knowing something was off. The next morning, I found 2 sets of scratches near the back of my van. One was on the left rear, one was on the right. The car was pretty old. They could have been there for months. But that was the first time that I distinctly remembered seeing them. In hindsight, there are 2 possibilities for what happened that night. Possibility 1, by some glitch in reality or something paranormal, this other car had somehow appeared behind me within 10 seconds of me checking my mirror. Like some weird ghost, like some weird ghost or something. However, the second option is what makes my blood run cold whenever I consider it. It didn't even occur to me until months after the fact, but it makes me dread driving alone at night even more. Possibility 2. The car was normal. It had approached me from the rear and passed me to my left. However, something large and wide and as black as the night had been clinging to the rear of my car, obscuring my view through the window and leaving deep scratches on the sides.
So Mothman.
And I had inadvertently
Mothman.
driven it home with me.
The Mothman. The Mothman can fly, so
Yeah.
he doesn't need cars. Cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yep. That one didn't really have to do much with a mirror except that he couldn't see it.
Rear view, it counts.
It counts.
Yeah, it's in the name, I guess.
All right, sweet. So we have one listener story to read today. Actually, I'll go ahead and read that, and then we can talk about personal stories. Okay, story 1 or story 2. I'm going to save one of these for next week, so y'all choose.
2.
All right.
Okay.
The crowd has spoken.
Sure.
All right. When I started middle school, this is thanks to our friend Kenny, by the way.
Thank you, Kenny.
When I started middle school, I used to have very regular dreams, except for one very. I'm sorry, I can't read tonight. Let me start this over. When I started middle school, I used to have very regular dreams, except for one very strange aspect. A recurring character. He was a freakishly tall man, white-skinned, with short black, well-groomed hair.
Oh.
He wore a clean white suit with no tie and wore a red bandana as a headband. He wasn't in every dream I had, but he would show up in the most mundane dreams, and they would suddenly become really surreal and scary, oftentimes ending with him chasing me down and waking up suddenly. I remember one particular dream in which I was eating in Luke's diner from Gilmore Girls. It was a great dream, that is, until the bell above the diner door rang and this guy came in and sat down at my table. It suddenly became very stormy outside the diner, and I ran for it. I was suddenly running down the street I lived on in Crosby, which is a creepy street at night since there are no lights, and he was coming after me. He chased me down, and I felt his body make contact with mine. I fell to my knees. And that's when I woke up, and my knees were stinging in real life.
Ooh.
I was so scared, I stayed up until it was time to get up for school.
Wow.
Anyway, I used to walk from the middle school and high school to the Walmart down the road where my mom used to work. I would hang out there until she got off and ride home with her around 5:30 p.m. I was walking to the store through some woods in real awake life that used to separate the high school from the Walmart when I suddenly felt like I was dreaming. I felt the surrealness and panic from my dreams when the white suit man showed up. I panicked hardcore and ran to Walmart without looking back. When I got into the store, I found my mom and told her I was there. She could tell something was wrong and asked me what it was. I had never told her about these dreams, and I didn't intend to now. I walked to my usual spot in the back of the store where the employee break room was. But before I got there, I saw him. I actually saw the white suited man behind some of the box-filled shelves in the back of the store. He looked right He looked me right in the eyes and smiled at me. I could tell then that he meant me no harm, but I was still so scared that I ran home. I ran straight out of the store and ran down the busy road FM 2100 and turned on a Krennic, the street I lived on, the same street I ran down in my dream. I refused to look back, but I felt an eerie, light-hearted, gleeful feeling as I ran the entire 2 to 3 miles home down Krennic. When I got to my trailer, I remember just laughing and laughing on my front porch, but I had no idea why. I felt like I had finally escaped him, the white-suited, red-head-banded man. I've never seen him in a dream again.
Wow, that's intense.
And he says, keep up the good work.
That's freaky.
That is, I remember him telling me about that in high school. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild, dude.
I have never found any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies scary because I always thought it was really dumb. But the idea of some, unknown force, unknown thing that keeps repeating itself in a dream is pretty dang terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
I would also like to note that it was, in fact, Kenny's house where I had my sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So you think he's got spooky stuff around him?
Perhaps.
Was it in the trailer or was it his house? Because
It was his house,
Okay,
not his trailer.
all right, man. Do you have any personal scary stories you want to tell?
Like mirror stories?
Like any kind of personal paranormal story? Oh my lord, look at that cat.
Well, okay, there was this one time I was home alone. This was in high school, I think. I was home alone and just, like walking around the house doing like cleaning stuff and everything.
Are you getting a little bit closer?
I was cleaning my house and
There you
such.
go.
And I didn't have any music on, the TV wasn't on or anything. I was just by myself in the kitchen getting ready to start a load of dishes. And I heard this crash, and it scared me half to death because I had no idea where it came from. And when I walked around, I checked every room in the house because I wasn't sure where it came from. I just know that it was loud enough to scare me right there. So I walked around the entire house, checking everything because I thought it was like a broken window or something because it was glass.
Yeah.
And when I finally I went back to the kitchen, I opened our pantry, and we had this super old glass container of like popcorn, like not popped popcorn.
Yeah.
And it was like in the front part of it looked like it fell flat, like someone had just dropped it.
Whoa.
But we always have it at the very back.
Yeah.
So there was no reason for it to be where it was, but it was broken. And I remembered, I thought this is a normal occurrence. Things fall, things break. But I could not convince myself that it was because just even thinking about it, I just thought this is like the weirdest thing that has happened to me in a really long time. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, that popcorn thing. Anytime I thought about it after that, I was just like, ugh.
Imagine creepy things happening in you guys' house.
Yeah. Everyone knows it. It's weird juju. Hey, why were you asking those questions earlier? You want to talk about why you're asking those questions?
What questions?
About energy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was just, before the podcast started, I asked my brother what he thought our house produced. Positive, neutral, or negative energy. He said neutral.
I disagree.
Okay. What is your opinion?
I think
Negative.
it's very positive. Oh.
Oops.
See, I think it also differs.
I think it's neutral to negative. It could be nothing or it could be scary.
I think
Sure.
my house is a wild card, and I think it's a matter of what do you want out of it. And in the darkness of the night, when you are looking into the pitch blackness of either the forest or a hallway that seems to stretch forever into blinking red dots,
Yep.
you, in that moment, subconsciously want it to be scary, and it's scary, and it gives off negative energy. Whereas I feel like my house during the daytime and my beautiful backyard forest is nothing but, God-given nature and beauty and grace and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
sure,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like positive, so it's like Do I say neutral? No, I don't say neutral, but I say what you seek, you shall find. We, the McAnallys, have like our own sectums. Was that just a sneeze?
you.
That was a cat sneeze.
Bless you, Cha-Cha. Why does she keep sneezing like that? She keeps sneezing like a squeak toy.
I don't know. It's really weird.
I can
Oh,
tell you
Cha-Cha.
that I don't know about all that, but I do know that I have never once turned off the lights in our hallway at night and
Yeah.
felt okay.
Yeah.
Like, every time I turn off the lights when going to bed late at night,
Yeah.
I will always try my best to slide in the door and shut the door behind me without turning around, because
Yep.
every time
Yeah.
I feel like if I turn around, I'm going to be facing something looking at me.
Yeah. Or there's going to be something at the other end of the hallway.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible.
That's a terrifying thought.
Someone in my household that I will not name leaves our bathroom light on. And so usually around midnight or 1 a.m., I will walk down the hallway to turn that off and turn back around. But my thing is going into the kitchen and then going back to my room, that bathroom is always open. And I always feel like there's just something like
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
waiting.
waiting for me
Yeah.
to... Can't shake it.
Man, empty houses.
Empty houses.
It really, like,
In the
creeps me out.
not cursed Newport.
I'm not saying it's not cursed. It's just not based off a poltergeist.
Okay.
What's it?
You guys actually scared me that night, that Halloween night, years and years ago, when I was playing Resident Evil 4, and I heard noises in our backyard,
oh, yeah.
and I was like, what's going on? And I waited like 15 minutes because you guys said that you were on your way, and I
Yeah.
thought, maybe it's them. Maybe
Yeah.
they turn around, and every time I went to look outside, there was nothing there.
In your
That's
backyard?
In our
horrifying.
backyard, and I kept
Yeah.
hearing those noises,
That's horrifying.
and it was Halloween night, of course.
I would
So
never go in your backyard willingly at night.
Yeah, no, 100%
I was begging
never.
for it to be you guys in the backyard.
So, this being the month of Spooktober,
Yes.
Quick poll for all of our listeners. I try to think of polls at least once a week for us, but
Yeah.
what
Yeah, well,
is
this is the first one you've...
No,
Never mind.
I did it.
Did you do a poll?
Either last episode or the episode before. I asked. What did I ask?
Do you
Oh,
like...
I asked what your stance on spooks are, and he
Oh,
said
okay. Yeah.
he's
Oh, I thought you meant a
he's a
listener poll. I
skeptic.
was like, what? What are you
Yeah.
talking
No,
about?
but hey, also listener poll. Hey, comment below. Let us know what you think of this. This is for listeners, and we'll go ahead and answer. But listeners, by all means, go ahead and comment. Let us know below.
Or email at anywayitshaunted@gmail.com.
So anyway, it's haunted@gmail.com.
Anyway, it's haunted at
I
gmail.com.
didn't say anyways. I said anyway.
No, it's not so anyway. It's anyway, it's haunted at gmail.com.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway,
Oh my
it's
lord.
haunted@gmail.com.
So
What do you want?
the poll for this week is what is the scariest of the five senses to experience? Touch, taste,
Taste,
smell,
definitely.
sight, or sound.
You never want to taste a ghost fart.
True.
I never want to be touched by a ghost.
Sight is definitely it.
Yeah, sight or
Yeah.
touch.
Sight, really.
Yeah. Well,
Really.
If
yeah,
I
don't know.
heard, see, hearing things is creepy. I'll say that hearing things is probably my second least favorite of spooky things. But if I can see it, that means that something is there and something is looking at me. So I don't like that
true.
idea.
I don't have any experience with seeing.
I see
Things.
all the time. For me, the true spook is hearing.
Wait,
Yeah.
what do you mean you see all the time?
What both of the experiences that I've mentioned before on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hearing unexplained things is very creepy.
If I had heard a person behind me and not seen it, that would be more horrifying to me than having turned
Really?
and seeing
Then
something.
seeing it.
Yes.
I would probably say
Sight is
seeing-
confirmation for me. Hearing is telling me that something is there and that I have no
But what
proof.
if you're walking away from something and you don't hear anything, but every time you turn around, there's someone there?
Yeah, that's
See,
creepy.
that would be creepier because
If
then you don't
anything,
know
it's
when
more
it's following
for-
you.
I mean, if there was a noise outside this window right now, we looked and there was nothing there. You can explain it away. You can be logical about it. Be like, well, it could be this, it could be that, whatever. But if you looked out there right now and there was a ghostly, a hideous woman standing there, that's terrifying.
I guess, but for me, it's all
I think they're kind
That's
of
what the buildup is. Once you have the confirmation of a figure, it's like that's what it is.
Yeah.
For me, sound, there's still a little bit of the mystery there.
If you see
That's the
something
thing.
there.
Most people can write it off. I cannot write it off. It could be anything.
Yeah, if you see something there, you can tell yourself, like, okay, I have to call 911 or something like that. But if you hear things, you're like, I don't know what this is. I don't
You
know.
can't call 911 on a ghost, though.
It depends
If
on
it's
what
a
I'm
creepy
hearing.
woman,
If
like,
you
you're
see
like,
a creepy
hey.
woman in your front yard,
I meant
you
like
can call the
a
police.
ghost, like a specter.
But you don't know that.
Oh.
You're just saying a creepy
Okay.
woman.
Alright,
If I
alright.
hear a creepy noise, I can't call the police and be like, hey, there's a creepy noise. I'd be like, okay, stop doing drugs, go to bed.
I will say that if I saw a ghost, like an actual, like I saw a woman and she walked into a wall, I would be so happy.
I bet.
I would
You're a
not.
weirdo.
I would be afraid, but then it'd be like, oh, it's
You
a
finally
ghost,
saw
and this
it.
is amazing. I saw a ghost. Yes.
And
They all
yes.
say that
Yes.
at first.
Yes. Okay, but we haven't talked about getting touched by a ghost or pushed or scratched.
Yeah, that's.
Well, we
Or
did.
your
We
hair
did last
pulled.
episode, and I said that if you are able to be pushed down the stairs by an infant ghost, you are a pathetic human being.
I'm just saying, wouldn't it be really scary to be standing there minding your own business on your phone and then you get pushed from behind
That is true.
and no one's there?
Depends on how strong the push
Or-
is.
Yeah.
Or if you get scratches or something like
Yeah.
that, that's pretty. That's like demonic stuff, and that's.
I
kinda-
have
Yeah.
woken up before with scratches that were not there when I went to sleep. But it's never been like, oh, like 3 claw marks. It's just been like one singular scratch.
Okay.
Okay.
It
great.
depends. Like every one of the senses depends on like what it is. Like if I was hearing like creaking, it's
Yeah.
a little creepy.
Since you seemed to.
But if I heard that stupid popcorn thing drop, if I heard something like that and I couldn't find what it was,
Yeah.
that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Same thing with a touch.
Let me
if
give
something
you a
like
specific
nudges me,
example.
I'll be like, ugh.
Since it seems like the three of you seem to think that taste is something that would not be.
Go ahead.
The thing
Tell
is,
me.
I don't
Imagine you
that's a
walk into a
thing.
room, and when you walk into that room, you taste like copper. And everything feels unnerving the entire time.
I would
now,
think
am
you're
I
a
saying this
eunuch.
could be the most scary thing you can experience? No, not necessarily. But I'm just saying, like, there are people that, like, experience something like that. They walk into a specific room and they taste something that's offsetting, and they feel cold and they feel uncomfortable, and something's not right in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, but it's just less. You experience smell and taste less than you experience, I think, seeing things and hearing things. I mean, that's just my experience.
Yeah.
But, I mean, smelling, like, say you smelled cigarette smoke in your house
Yeah.
when no one in your house smokes, and you just smell, it smells like someone just started smoking.
It's spooky, but it's
Or-
interesting.
Yeah.
It's not really scary though.
Yeah, no, if I saw something, I would freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can agree that hearing and seeing is probably the worst two.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Man, I don't know, though. I would hate
I
to
mean,
be pushed. I think that's the worst for me.
Yeah.
Including touch, with the whole being like feeling like you're physically scratched. That's kind of. I'd say that's up there.
No. Anyway, yeah, listeners, let us know what do you think is worst and why. Worst?
The
Yes.
worst.
The worst. And if you've experienced ghosts that have, like, touched you or, that sounded weird, pushed you or something,
Yeah.
or, like, you've heard ghosts, or you've seen something,
Have you
or
smelled a
smelled,
ghost?
or
Have you
you've
smelled a ghost?
tasted the sweat of a ghost.
Ooh, ectoplasm.
Yeah, email us at anywayitshaunted@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
rap. Let's rap, gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my spooky story. Last Sunday, I got a phone call at 8 in the morning
Yeah.
from an unknown number, and like I answered it, and they kind of made like a noise, like a woman was crying or something, but I didn't really know what was happening, and I was like, "Hello," and then they hung up, and I was like, "Okay, that was weird," and so I was trying to figure out who called me because I didn't recognize the number, and then they called back, and the woman on the phone goes, "Is this the Little Room Show?" Which is the name of the other podcast that I do. And I was like, yeah? And she was like, "Little Room Show?" Which is like a little, like, melody that we like to sing at the end of our podcast for fun. And then she hung up again. And I was like, what? And so I realized it's my cousin, because she prank calls me all the time. It's like her thing to prank call people. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so that day, like afternoon, we went to my dad's house for my nephew's birthday party, and my cousin was there. And I was like, hey, thanks for waking me up this morning, dude. Like, thanks for the prank call. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, did you, like, freaking prank called me at 8 a.m.? I couldn't go back to sleep. She was like, no, I didn't. I was sleeping. I don't even wake up at 8. What are you talking about? She was not the person that called me. So I texted the person and was like, hey, I thought you were my cousin, but it turns out you're not. So, who dis? And she said her name. Should I say her name? Should I say the name she
Is
gave
it first
me?
and last name?
I think so.
I mean, at least first name.
She said her name was Kayla.
Okay.
And her last name, I looked her up on Facebook and on all social media that I have, and I am not friends with this person. There is a person by this name that's like in the area, and we have mutual friends, but I don't really know those people.
Yeah.
And so she tried to call me the next day, but like it just like the call didn't even go through. It just kind of ended, and I tried to call her back, but it didn't go. It just like went to voicemail. And then she texted me later that day and said, call me now, please. And I was like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what? What? And I told her I couldn't call her. And I was, I asked her if everything was okay. And then I was like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are, dude. And then she hasn't messaged or called back.
Yeah.
And there's been no kind of response.
It's very eerie.
It's kind of annoying, but also freaky.
Yeah.
Scary, man.
But also like mostly annoying. But it turns out I freaked out, and then I told my other co-hosts on the Little Room Show, Adrian and Alonzo. And Alonzo went to our Instagram for the Little Room Show, and apparently because it's a business profile, you can choose to contact the person, and the contact info is my phone number.
Yeah.
So this girl found our Instagram and like listened to our podcast, and then decided to call me and like prank call me at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then like mess with me over text.
It's really weird.
Do
So-
not put my phone number on
I don't
any
know.
of this. So anyway, it's
It's just kind of weird, man. But
People are scarier than ghosts.
Yes.
please don't do
Fact.
that anymore. Thank you. Yeah, don't harass us, man. Be cool about it, dude.
Yeah.
Just be cool, man. We're just trying to have fun. So that was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Spooky.
That was legit spooky.
Yeah, quite. Alright, so thank you so much for listening to our 6th episode.
Oh.
You didn't have a. Did you have a spooky story? You didn't say one.
What?
You didn't say a spooky story.
I've never seen anything scary.
Yeah, I don't really have that many spooky stories.
Yeah.
You had that solid Madball story where you thought it moved when you were a kid.
Yeah. There's
Solid.
that, and that's kind of it. Oh, we did hear voices at that giant log cabin mansion that we went to for Courtney's wedding, but
To be fair, that thing was enormous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the first night we were there, we were the only one. Me and Mac were the only people, sort of like in the building, and we were just hearing noises
That
coming
place
from
was
the
so
room.
And
and stuff.
it
freaky.
was on a cotton farm.
Yeah.
Hi, Joe.
I mean, to be fair, there are a million entrances to that place, so like anyone.
And
could
none
walk
of them
in.
were locked.
But we were specifically. Was the wedding in October? I'm assuming so.
No,
because
it was in August.
Oh, okay. It was still a fall thing because whatever channel we were on, it was playing.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead. I
Night of
think?
the Living Dead, and I was like, you know what? I know we're just being funny here, but I'm gonna go lock the front doors because
Just for goofs.
it's just I mean, even though this movie is so corny, I'm just gonna lock it.
Wouldn't it be
I
funny
walked-
if I locked the front door?
And I walked to the front, these massive front
Yeah.
doors, and I was like,
Too bad they don't lock.
"There's no locks here.
Yeah, they don't even latch. They
Yeah.
just swing
Nothing.
open.
They're just big. Go ahead and open them and shoot me in the face if you want doors."
Yeah.
I was just like, "Well,
Yeah.
that's nice."
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
We locked our door because we had our own room. Because we were special, because we were married, I guess.
Not
We
me.
definitely locked our door. Didn't you sleep on the couch?
I slept on the couch.
Are you serious?
Wow.
I was a +1, remember?
Oh, I don't remember.
Wow.
I mean, I was invited to the wedding, but
You didn't sleep in the theater room?
no, sir.
The
That's a spooky
theater room.
I would not sleep
That's
in
a
there if
spooky
they
room.
asked me to.
It was a cool place.
It was
It
neat,
was cool during
but
the day,
it was
but, like,
a
scary
murder
at night.
house.
Yeah.
You can't convince me otherwise.
It was kind of like, like a
Shining-esque.
Resident, or Resident Evil-esque.
There were
like,
so many hidden compartments.
There really were, yeah.
so many corridors.
We spent
so
the
many
first 2
rooms.
days of the prepping for that wedding, just wandering that place and being like, "Look, there's a little pathway that goes up there. What is that?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all the rooms are kind of like different styles, so it's
Yeah.
very Resident Evil in
Yeah.
that way.
This is the hunting room.
Yeah,
This
it's
is the.
Really bizarre. Really
Yeah.
bizarre.
So this is our first episode of October, as Monster said. Monster Max said. Last night, like I said, Chris and I went to the midnight showing of Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
At the River Oaks Theater.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I think that movie holds up.
The movie is sick, and you should. I mean, obviously, most people listening to this have probably seen Beetlejuice, but just watch it again, dude.
It's pretty fun.
Come on, man. Let's watch it together.
I don't think it would have been half as good if it wasn't Michael Keaton.
True.
Yeah,
Michael
that's
Keaton
true.
is really, really good as
He
Beetlejuice.
killed that role. Yeah, my friend Cassandra and I dressed up. She was the Lydia from the cartoons, and I was Lydia from the movie, which is really fun.
Which Beetlejuice is a good guy in the cartoons.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I hate his character in the
I
movie.
actually disliked the cartoon because of
Oh,
that.
really?
Because I was like, I'm supposed to hate this guy.
We watched it growing up. You say
I don't
you
think I've
hated
ever
it, but we
seen any
watched
of
I don't think I watched it.
You really? No.
Oh.
And we also on YouTube watched a couple episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh yeah, that memory lane trip down it.
Memory we watched.
Thank you, Canada.
Yep.
That did remind me that there was one night that I had terrible nightmares and I could not sleep because Are You Afraid of the Dark came on and they had some kind of story about...
Tell me it was the red skeleton.
No.
man.
There was they was talking about like voodoo rituals or something.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Or like witch doctors or something, but they had these images on the TV that were just like nightmarish.
Yeah.
And I could not sleep, and it concerned my entire family because my grandparents came to me and
Yeah.
they were like, "We heard you saw like a really scary TV show."
Oh
I was
no.
I was like, "It's fine. I'm like 10.
Yeah.
I'm like 10, you guys.
I can handle
That part in that pirate episode where that skeleton grows flesh, that was pretty gnarly.
That was
That was-
freaking
yeah.
gnarly, man.
That's pretty surprising for a
Canada,
Disney
man.
or a Nickelodeon show.
That's the thing, and you said this too, is that you do not remember an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? But I remember that I don't either, but I remember that it is scarier than Goosebumps, which I remember many episodes of.
Yeah. Goosebumps is I think you said it, like Goosebumps is definitely for kids and Are You Afraid of the Dark was sort of like the tween vibe.
Yeah. It's definitely more disturbing.
Yeah.
Speaking of witchcraft, though, we also, on YouTube, found Life Size, starring Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan, where Tyra Banks is a doll and she comes to life.
Yeah.
Thanks to black magic that Lindsay Lohan performs to bring back her dead mom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
surprising. I didn't expect that sort of story mechanic.
Yeah, it's actually a really lighthearted movie, kind of cute.
Yeah,
There's
and then she makes a pentagram.
yeah,
Oh no!
she makes a pentagram and then like make the whole shrine and practices black magic to
Boy.
bring back her deceased mother.
Yeah.
So
weird.
that was pretty. It's just like this could be a horror movie so fast,
Yep.
but instead it's just Tyra Banks eating pads of butter because it's funny. Also, lots of problematic comments. Thanks to
yeah.
one of the douchebag guys.
The weird sexual assault guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh?
Where he's just like a dummy. What do they call? He's not the main character. He's a supporting role.
Yeah.
Oh,
That works in the
still
office with
Tyra
her
Banks.
dad. Yeah, and Tyra Banks is like kind of into him. They go to a dance together, and then one of the other women from the office goes, "I hope her self-defense skills are better than her secretarial skills,"
Yeah.
which is just the worst line.
Yeah. It's
Real
it's a
bad.
little weird.
Yeah, we don't like it.
No.
But definitely, dude, come on, let's watch some spooky Halloween movies for October,
I'm excited
for
for it.
Spooktober.
Would
Yeah.
you like us to review spooky movies as we're going? Please comment below.
What movie should we watch?
Yeah,
Casper.
what movie do you want us to
We need to watch Casper and Halloween Town. Hocus Pocus is the holy grail, so I always save Hocus Pocus for the end of the month.
Yeah. It should be at like the Halloween party or something.
Yeah, man. Except I want everyone to shut up.
Yeah, we're forced to watch it.
Yes, we're going to watch it. It's not going to be like Pinhead.
Pinhead.
Yeah, Hellraiser last year.
Yeah.
I didn't really like Hellraiser though. It was too
Pinhead
gnarly
and the
for me.
Hellraisers. Oh, that's my favorite punk band.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for listening. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean if you want to do Podbean. We are also on Instagram at Anyway It's Haunted and on Facebook, So Anyway It's Haunted Fan Club and Forum. That is a private group, so you can ask to be accepted, and then we'll have fun looking at spooky pictures.
Oh yeah.
If you have any kind of paranormal anything, have you seen a
Cryptozoological sightings
yes,
are welcome.
yes, there you go.
Are you a mummy?
Are you a mummy?
Are you a mummy?
A cryptid?
We want to know. Yes, have you seen creatures? Have you experienced sleep paralysis?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen ghosts? Have you heard things? Have you been pushed? Have you tasted a ghost?
Have you tasted
You
a ghost?
weirdo. Yeah, just email us at anywayitshaunted@gmail.com. We'd love to share your experiences. And thanks for listening to us, man. If you share our stuff, if you subscribe, let us know, and you will get a shout out in our next episode.
Yep.
Be looking out for Patreon. We're gonna set that up, and we'll start giving you cool merch, and we will have fun together. Also, I would love to see y'all's Halloween costumes this year.
Oh.
So definitely send pictures in, and we'll post it
yeah.
wherever you want us to post
If you
it.
want us to put it on Instagram, say so. We'll put it on our Instagram.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll do it.
Be spooky.
I'll do it.
Yep.
Okay. I don't care. I'll do it. With your permission. So yeah, thanks for spooking around, dudes.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say?
Get spooked.
I'm gonna be a sexy cat girl for Halloween.
He's gonna take your costume?
Oh no.